Cowboys Nation, buckle up, because Jerry Jones just made a move that could change everything for our playoff push. After back-to-back wins against the defending NFC champions and the defending Super Bowl champions, the Dallas Cowboys are not slowing down. And now, the front office just added a new running back, a fresh weapon to keep this momentum rolling and give this offense the depth it desperately needs heading into December football. We're going to break down who he is, what this means, and why this signing could tell us a lot about what Dallas plans to do next. But before we dive in, do your boy Victor a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, help us hit our goal of 13,000 subscribers right here on Dallas Cowboys Today. Alright y'all, let's talk about this new RB joining America's team.
I didn't want to go chronological order or reverse chronological order for yesterday's games. I think we can all agree that the most significant game, big picture yesterday, was the middle game. Beyond the fact that the final audience numbers will be, I am convinced, greater than any regular season game in NFL history. 42-1 is the record set by the Giants-Cowboys 3 years ago in that Thanksgiving middle window. We've got the Nielsen big data plus whatever. I can't remember what it is. It's some clunky name, but it's jacked up all the ratings this year by 10%. So, all right, 42-1, 4.2, do the math. That's 46.4 right there. Right there. Apples to apples from 2022. I think it could hit 50. Oh, and the game delivered. It was exciting all the way down to the end. And it says a lot about where the Cowboys currently are. And I want to start there. I want to be positive. The Cowboys have won 3 in a row. Since their bye week, since that Monday night loss to the Cardinals 27-17 heading into their bye week, they had the Marshawn Nealon tragedy, and compounding the situation was the players had scattered. It complicated the grieving process, that group collective, let's all get together and mourn the passing of our teammate. There was a lot of stuff they had to work through. And when things work out well, we just kind of take it for granted. But wouldn't we have expected this to be the kind of thing that could just make the Cowboys fall apart? And credit to Brian Schottenheimer, who has coached his way into the Coach of the Year conversation. He's 35-1. I checked the odds last night. Now, they may have moved since last night because people may be realizing, hey, better drop $1 or $2 on this long shot while it's still a long shot. But if the Cowboys, who are now 6-5-1, can continue this climb, they've beaten the 2 Super Bowl teams 4 days apart, people. The Eagles and the Chiefs, 4 days apart. If they can keep this thing rolling, they can roll right into the postseason. It's not going to be easy, though. It's not going to be easy. They have the Lions next week. Let's see if I can read my writing. Then they've got the Vikings, the Chargers, at the Commanders, and then at the Giants to end the season. The last 2, they should be able to win, but division games, you never know. And you got the Commanders and the Giants playing the role of spoiler. They like to stick it to the Cowboys. Those aren't gimmies. But the 3 before that, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, well, the Vikings, we know. Just make that a W. But this next game Thursday night, and I said after they beat the Raiders on the Monday night after the bye week, we're going to learn a lot about the Cowboys the next 3 weeks. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions. So far, it's win, win. And if they keep winning, they should be. They should be. There's no guarantee. But you add 5 wins to 6-5-1, you end up 11-5-1. That should be enough. That should be enough. And this could be a situation where that tie against the Packers from week 4 is either just enough to get them in or just enough to keep them out. The best news about a tiebreaker when you have ties involved is it's not relevant unless the Packers and the Cowboys are somehow tied. Then it becomes a little more problematic. For now, the tiebreakers would seem to favor the Packers. But Packers seem to be in position to just go ahead and win that division. The Packers may not be in the wild card mix at all. We'll talk about them later on. But for the Cowboys, here's the reality. You've got the division winners who obviously get in. Then you got 3 wild cards. You're going to have 2 second-place teams from the NFC North and the NFC West. And then you got the third-place teams. Like the West may put, and right now, I think we would all agree there's a pretty damn good chance the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks are all getting in. That leaves one spot. That leaves one spot for the second and third place team in the NFC North and the Cowboys. And I know Panthers fans, your team may be in the mix as well, but right now you're on the outside looking in at 6-6. You got to prove it. You got to win. You got to get yourself back into it. But if the Cowboys keep going, they should be able to edge out two of those four teams. That's what they're going to have to do. Two of those four teams. Second and third place team in the West, second and third place team in the North. And that's going to leave a good team or two on the outside looking in. But the key for the Cowboys is to keep winning, and they understand that. Dak Prescott spoke about it last night, and he praised Brian Schottenheimer for how he has held the team together with the leadership, with the focus. They've settled into this sweet spot where they understand the assignment. Come back Sunday, get to work on next Thursday, and all that matters is getting to the win. That victory formation, and I'm paraphrasing what Dak said after the game, but the victory formation doesn't happen then. It is the product of everything you put into it, every little detail you pay attention to, everything you do that builds the blocks toward being able to walk off the field a winner. And the Cowboys did it yesterday with balance. That's been the issue with them. Their defense had been horrible. And one of the reasons why Schottenheimer needs to be taken seriously as coach of the year, he had one hand tied behind his back less than 2 weeks before the start of the season when Jerry Jones, owner/GM, traded Micah Parsons to the Packers. And yeah, it was a little rough at first, but they came around. And they believe the offense is always going to be good. And as the offense continues to perform, the defense develops confidence. They had those trades that brought in Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams. And they're getting healthy. They've gotten healthy on defense. And it just kind of momentum and confidence creates more momentum and confidence. Football season starts at Thanksgiving. Well, the Cowboys got a little head start because they got those 2 wins heading into the Thanksgiving win, and off they go. But the margin for error for them is pretty slim. One loss, let's just say they go 4-1 the rest of the way. That's 10-6-1. That may be the situation where that tie against the Packers keeps you out. All they can control is winning. And the next challenge is coming up in just 6 days in Detroit. We'll talk about the Lions and the Packers coming up later.
Let's start with the momentum this team is carrying right now. 2 weeks ago, we beat the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending NFC champs. Then on Thanksgiving, we handled business again, this time against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, last season's Super Bowl participants. That's not luck. That's not a fluke. That's a team fighting for its season. Dallas's playoff odds were hanging by a thread, but now the door is open, not wide open, but open enough to make a real run. And right after that huge win over Kansas City, the Cowboys made some roster moves, because winning in December means depth matters more than ever. On Sunday, Cowboys PR announced 2 changes, but the one that has fans talking is this. Dallas has signed a running back to the practice squad. Again, I'm not revealing his name until the next segment, but trust me, this tells us something very important about how the coaching staff views this playoff push. Dallas wants legs. Dallas wants insurance. Dallas wants speed. All right, Cowboys Nation, let's talk about the guy Jerry brought in. Running back Israel Abanikanda. Now, casual fans might say, Victor, he's just a practice squad signing. But hold on, this is a 22-year-old explosive RB with legit 4.3 speed, drafted by the New York Jets in 2023. He's young, he's fast, and he fits that zone-running outside burst mold the Cowboys love to use in December. Here are the real numbers from his NFL action. 22 carries for 70 yards, 7 catches for 43 yards, played in 6 games for the Jets. Not world-shattering stats, but he wasn't brought in to be RB1. He's here to give Dallas insurance, fresh legs, and burst. And here's the key, this is about depth for a playoff run. Let's be honest, the Cowboys haven't had the most reliable production behind their starter this season. Running back depth has been a concern since week 1, and now, going into December football, when games get colder, more physical, more unforgiving, you need 3 things. Fresh legs, speed insurance in case injuries hit, and that's exactly why Jerry and Mike McCarthy made this signing. This move tells me, 1, Dallas knows every game is a playoff game now. 2, they don't want to be one injury away from disaster. 3, they are fully committing to giving Dak Prescott all the help he can get. Let's talk about the reality. The Cowboys basically need to win out. No excuses, no slip-ups, no margin for error. And the next test, a road showdown with the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell's Lions are desperate after losing on Thanksgiving to the Packers. Both teams need this win. This is going to be a war. Here's my honest opinion. Israel Abanikanda isn't coming in here to be the hero. He's coming in to make sure nobody else has to be one unexpectedly. Depth wins games in December. Depth wins games in January. Depth keeps your stars fresh. Depth saves your season when injuries strike. In Cowboys Nation, this team is finally acting like a team that's serious about the postseason. But now I want to hear from you. Do you like the Cowboys adding a new running back? Should he get real snaps if needed, or stay purely as depth? Can Dallas realistically win out and sneak into the playoffs? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Before you leave, hit like, subscribe. Help us reach 13,000 subscribers here on Dallas Cowboys Today. I'm Victor, a lifelong Cowboys fan, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, go Cowboys!